Welcome back to Cloud 2K, and today I added a legend to every single NBA team. Let's go. I got a fun one in store for you guys today. Like I said, I have a legend on every single NBA team. I try to take the best player from every team's franchise history, excluding current players. If you were like LeBron's the best player for the Heat and the Cavs, obviously I wasn't going to choose him. There was a couple other ones like Kevin Durant for the Thunder. I wasn't going to choose guys that are active. Chris Paul for the Pelicans, so I did like the best non-active player. It'll make sense as we go through it. Philadelphia 76ers add Allen Iverson. I understand they have a lot of guards and Tyrese Maxey, Quentin Grimes, stuff like that, Jared McCain, but come on, it's AI. Him and Embiid should be a lot of fun. The Milwaukee Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Giannis Antetokounmpo is a nasty front court with a healthy Damian Lillard. The Bulls, of course, get Michael Jordan. I don't know if it's going to be able to save this version of this team, but you know what? It's what we got. The Cleveland Cavaliers end up with Mark Price because it was like Kyrie Irving and LeBron James as their best two players, so I had to go with Mark Price. It is what it is. The Boston Celtics get Larry Bird to combine with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. This is before all the trades, like the normal roster. So Porzingis is still here. Sorry about that. The Clippers get Bob McAdoo because I think Kawhi Leonard was up there. Chris Paul was also up there as well. So they ended with Bob McAdoo. The Memphis Grizzlies get Marc Gasol. Him and Powell were pretty much tied for the highest overall, but Marc Gasol was like number one on the list. So that's what I went with. The Atlanta Hawks end up with Dominique Wilkins. Should be a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun wings over there, so we'll see what happens. Miami Heat, of course, like I mentioned before, Dwayne Wade. Charlotte Hornets end up with Glenn Rice, which is, I think, overall-wise, the worst legend we added. And him and LaMelo Ball, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something there. I don't really know. John Stockton gets added to the Utah Jazz. I was between him and Karl Malone, and I wasn't going to add Karl Malone to my video. Sorry about that. The Sacramento Kings get Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to be their new starting point guard. The New York Knicks get Walt Frazier. I understand him and Jalen Brunson in the backcourt, but I guess Walt could play the two. He's a couple overalls better than the next guy, so I had to do it. The Los Angeles Lakers, of course, get Kobe Bean Bryant. Rest in peace to the Mamba. He was tied with Magic Johnson, but I can't do a video like this without Kobe Bryant being present. The Orlando Magic get Tracy McGrady, and low-key, Tracy McGrady, Paolo Banchero, and Franz Wagner this could be a real playoff team you might have to worry about. The Dallas Mavericks get Dirk Nowitzki. They have a crazy front court with Dirk, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively. We'll see what they do in that. The Brooklyn Nets get Julius Erving because I think Kyrie and KD were also up there as well, so they end up with Julius Erving. The Denver Nuggets end up with David Thompson, by far the best player Jokic has ever played with. So him, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, however they run it, should be a pretty fun team. Indiana Pacers end up with Mel Daniels, and I'll be completely honest, he has one season on here. I'm not familiar with Mel Daniels. I don't know, so shout out Mel Daniels, I guess. The New Orleans Pelicans end up with Baron Davis because, like I mentioned before, their best guy was Chris Paul, and I think they had one other active player. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but still ended up with a guy in Baron Davis who was a lot of fun to watch. The Detroit Pistons end up with Isaiah Thomas, Zeke. You know, him and Kate Cunningham in the backcourt should be a lot of fun. The Toronto Raptors end up with Vince Carter. They got a lot of wings over there in Toronto, but you know what? We're adding big play Vince Carter on there as well. Houston Rockets add Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Him and Sengun are going to figure it out, man. It's not my problem. The San Antonio Spurs, man, probably one of the most fun teams now to watch. Well, maybe because that version of the Spurs wasn't a lot of fun to watch, but they were really good. Tim Duncan and Victor Wembanyama is your front court. I mean, good Lord, that should be fun. The Phoenix Suns end up with Steve Nash. Again, Kevin Durant is still here in this universe, so Steve Nash, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant should be a big three that wins a lot of games. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the reigning champs, get Gary Payton, the glove, to run the two guard next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That should be a lot of fun. The Minnesota Timberwolves get the big ticket Kevin Garnett with Anthony Edwards and with Julius Randle, who, by the way, just today as I record this, signed the big extension to stay with them, so shout out Julius Randle. The Portland Trailblazers end up with Clyde Drexler, him and Denny Avdija, DeAndre. Not a great team, but still, Clyde's going to be out there playing. And then the Golden State Warriors pair Steph Curry with Wilt Chamberlain, arguably one of the most historic players of all time, one of the biggest mysteries of all time, you know. The Washington Wizards then end up with Elvin Hazels, between that and Moses Malone, but I figured with Alex Sarr there, obviously, you know, Wes Unseld is what I meant. Obviously, Wes Unseld's much better, but I just figured, they don't really have a four, so Elvin Hayes is going to play the four, and that is it. I'm in control of every single team, but I'll show you here. Everything is set to auto, so I'm not controlling anything. We're gonna sim to the trade deadline. We're going to kind of see how these teams are doing, which players are playing the best, which teams are competing the best, which teams are actually a surprisingly bad team. And I kind of want to go through here, and before we start the simulation, I want you to pick the team that you think is going to be the best in the East and the Western Conference. For me, the West is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers. You have Luka, LeBron, and Kobe Bryant. And then the Eastern Conference, it could be the Bucks with Kareem. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I have the Lakers and the Bucks being the best teams in each conference. Let me know down in the comments below who you have. Wait, I hope you're enjoying today's video, but I have to stop to tell you about my friends over at Dubby. If you're someone like me that's trying to get back into shape, go to the gym, but you're tired, you don't have the energy, whether you work a full-time job, you stay at home with your kids, whatever it is, you just don't feel like you have the energy to get to the gym, and you've tried these other pre-workouts, they just taste so bad. Let me introduce you to Dubby. Dubby is a brand of energy drink powder known for its focus on clean energy, smooth focus, and unique flavors. It's designed to provide energy and focus without the jitters or the crash. Making Dubby is as easy as 3 simple steps. Step 1, take the powder out of the container and put it in your cup. Step 2, add your water. Step 3, shake and enjoy. I love it. And if you use the link in my description, you can go to Dubby and use my code CLOUD2K, CLOUD2K for 10% off your order. I appreciate you guys watching. Get back to the video. We are at the trade deadline, and it looks like Philadelphia is not very good. We're going to go look at the team standings for the entire league. The New York Knicks are the #1 seed. I had the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the 3 seed. The Knicks are the 1 seed, and in the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the 1 seed. I had the Lakers, who are one of the worst teams, the 11th ranked. Okay, interesting. Minnesota Timberwolves, they bring in Kevin Garnett to pair with Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid. I mean, it's a really, really good team. Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, with Dante DiVincenzo, Mikhail Alexander-Walker. A really good team. It makes sense. The Eastern Conference being the New York Knicks, Walt Frazier, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Cat with Jalen Brunson off the bench. So that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Then you have the Celtics, the Bucks, the Hawks, the Nets, the Bulls, the Pistons, Magic, 76ers, and the Indiana Pacers for the playoff play-in for the Eastern Conference. The teams that are missing, Vince Carter and the Raptors, Mark Price and the Cavaliers, who are the 1 seed in real life. Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade are not very good. Obviously, the Charlotte Hornets with Glenn Davis, or no, not Glenn Davis, I'm so sorry, Glenn Rice, not very good. And then the Washington Wizards, Elvin Hayes could not save this Wizards team, unfortunately. And then in the Western Conference, the Timberwolves, obviously, the Mavericks at 2, Clippers at 3, Nuggets at 4, Spurs at 5, Warriors at 6, Kings at 7, 8's the Pelicans, 9's the Thunder, also the 1 seed, down to the 9 seed. And then the Phoenix Suns are the 10 seed, rounding out the play-in for the West. Teams that are missing are the Lakers with Kobe, insane. The Rockets with Hakeem Olajuwon missing the playoffs right now. The Grizzlies with Marc Gasol missing. The Trailblazers with Clyde Drexler makes sense. The Jazz with John Stockton makes sense as well. We're going to go look at the stats, season stats. League leader Shea is still leading the league in points, followed by Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, and then Wilt Chamberlain's our first legend at #5, averaging about 29, 14.5 rebounds a game, and 3 blocks a game. You have Jokic, you have Tracy McGrady averaging about 28 points a game. Trae Young, Bob McAdoo having a great season. Clyde Drexler, 26 points per game. I wish I could see, like, the legends only, but obviously there's not a way you can go through that. LeBron, Hakeem Olajuwon, 26, 11. Let's go through every team and look at their legend, just kind of see the kind of season they're having. Allen Iverson, 26 points, 2.5 rebounds, about 9 assists, 50, 40, 87, a fantastic season for him. The Milwaukee Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 20 points, about 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, a good season for him as well. Michael Jordan with Chicago Bulls, 24.5, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting phenomenal from 3. Hey, they got him like that. I respect it. Mark Price and the Cavaliers, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. They're all passing. That's one thing I'm definitely noticing. Larry Bird, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Probably one of the best all-around stat lines. I mean, yeah, with the shooting percentage and everything, probably the best all-around stat line so far. Bob McAdoo, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a steal and a half, a block and a half a game, 71% from the floor. Marc Gasol, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 1 and 2, and a pretty good season. Dominique Wilkins, 24, 7 and 3. Pretty good shooting splits all the way around. Dwayne Wade, 24, about 7 and 8. Again, they're passing the ball a lot. Glenn Rice, 22, 5 and 4. I was expecting a little bit more points per game, but I understand. John Stockton, 19 points, 12 assists. That makes sense for him. Oscar Robertson, 24, 10, and 10.5. The original triple-double king. Walt Frazier, 22, 5, and 9. Pretty good shooting splits as well. Kobe Bryant, 24, 3.5, 8 assists, having a phenomenal season, shooting 43% for 3, by the way. Tracy McGrady, 28 points, 3.5 rebounds, 9 assists. Dirk, 25, 10, and 4. Great shooting. Julius Erving, 23, 8, and 6. All the legends so far have been doing really, really well. David Thompson, 25, 9, and 6 as Jokic's sidekick. That's insane. Mel Daniels is upset. 10, 12, and 3. By far the worst we've seen so far. And he's upset. So, sorry about that, Pacers fans. Baron Davis, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 50, 40, 76. Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, 21, 2, and almost 11 assists. Vince Carter, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Great shooting percentages from him. Hakeem Olajuwon, 26, 11.5. Over 2 blocks a game, paying 25% of his threes. Probably not that many attempts. Tim Duncan, 19, 12, and 5. I mean, yeah. You're playing next to Vic, so it makes sense. Vic's having a really, really good season, so that makes sense. Steve Nash, 15 points, 11 assists next to Durant and Devin Booker. And then Gary Payton, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists playing the 2 guard. Kevin Garnett, 24, 12, 5, a steal, almost 2 blocks a game. Clyde Drexler, 26.5, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Wilt Chamberlain, 29, I'll give him 29, 14.5 rebounds, about 3 assists, almost 3 blocks a game, just being absolutely dominant. And then, of course, you finish with Elvin Hayes, 22, 13.5, 4 assists, having a really, really good season for himself. Now, if we go look at awards, award races, for MVP, Wilt Chamberlain is number 2, Oscar Robertson at 4, and obviously Kevin Garnett at 3, didn't mean to miss him there. Rookie of the Year, we're not going to have anybody. 6th Man of the Year, not going to be any of our guys. Defense Player of the Year, Wilt Chamberlain's number 2, Michael Jordan's number 3, and Hakeem Olajuwon's number 5. Most improved, not going to have anybody there. Clutch, Tracy McGrady's number 2 for Clutch, Hakeem for 3, Dwayne Wade 4, David Thompson 5. Nikola Jokic is just that good, man, I guess. Yeah, that's all the big major awards. We're now going to sim to the end of the season, see who wins the awards, and see who wins the NBA championship. Even with all these legends, Nikola Jokic still wins MVP, Sar Rookie of the Year, Jalen Brunson 6th Player of the Year, Vic Depoy, Amon Thompson Most Improved, Dame Clutch Player of the Year, Chris Finch. So no of the legends won any single award. That's crazy. We have Wilt on All-NBA first team with Oscar Robertson, Kevin Garnett, Dwayne Wade, Elvin Hayes, Hakeem, all on All-NBA second team with Tyrese Halliburton. And then third team is going to be Tracy McGrady and David Thompson. Defensive teams, we have Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Elvin Hayes. And on second team, Hakeem Olajuwon, Mel Daniels, Kareem, Kevin Garnett, and Tim Duncan. The Western Conference stacks up as Minnesota's the 1 seed. You have Dallas as the 2 seed. The Clippers is the 3 seed. Spurs is the 4 seed. Warriors is the 5 seed. 6 seeds the Denver Nuggets. 7 is the Sacramento Kings. 8 seeds the Oklahoma City Thunder. The 9 seeds the Los Angeles Lakers. And the 10 seeds the New Orleans Pelicans. On the Eastern Conference, the 1 seed is the New York Knicks. The Boston Celtics at 2. Milwaukee Bucks at 3. Hawks at 4. Chicago Bulls at 5. Toronto Raptors at 6. The Brooklyn Nets at 7. The Orlando Magic at 8. The Detroit Pistons at 9, and the Indiana Pacers at 10. We're going to go through these playing games and see who makes the actual tournament. The Pistons, Lakers, Pacers, and one other team I missed out here. The Thunder lose and are out of the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. The official playoff is going to be Timberwolves versus Thunder, Dallas versus Sacramento, Spurs versus Warriors, Clippers versus Denver, and then the Knicks versus the Magic, the Celtics versus the Brooklyn Nets, the Atlanta Hawks versus the Chicago Bulls, Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors. These first round, we are going to sim through the first round, see who makes it out. The Spurs with Tim Duncan lose. The Denver Nuggets with David Thompson lose. The Brooklyn Nets with Julius Erving lose, and the Orlando Magic with Tracy McGrady lose. Tracy McGrady still no playoff victories. What a bummer. The Oklahoma City Thunder lose as well with Gary Payton. The Milwaukee Bucks with Kareem lose. The Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan are out. No Michael Jordan today. Oscar Robertson and the Kings are out. Now we have Minnesota, Golden State, Dallas, Clippers, Knicks, Hawks, Celtics, Raptors. Sim the round to the conference finals. The Golden State Warriors and Wilt Chamberlain lose. New York Knicks and Walt Frazier lose. The Toronto Raptors and Vince Carter lose. And the Dallas Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki lose. conference finals are the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers, the Boston Celtics and Atlanta Hawks. Let's look and preview this series. It'll be James Harden, CJ McCollum, they made a trade, I guess, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, and Bob McAdoo against Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Kevin Garnett, and Naz Reid. And then in the Eastern Conference side, it will be Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Dominique Wilkins, Jalen Johnson, and Clint Capella against Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Larry Bird, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis. We're going to go one game at a time. Both the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Atlanta Hawks are already up 1-0. Game 2, the Boston Celtics tie the series 1-1. Game 2 in the West, both series are tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3 in the Eastern Conference sees the Atlanta Hawks go up 2-1. Game 3 in the West sees the Minnesota Timberwolves go up 2-1. This is a big moment for the Hawks to go up 3-1, and they do go up 3-1 on Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. Game 4 in the Western Conference has the 1-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves go 3-1 with Kevin Garnett. Game 5, is this a closeout game for the Hawks? No, the Boston Celtics stay alive in Game 5. Game 5 in the West sees the Clippers as well stay alive. Both series get extended to at least a Game 6. And in Game 6, the Boston Celtics have a big 7-point win to tie the series 3-3. The Western Conference sees the Clippers and Bob McAdoo fall short. 39-14 the last game. He tried his best, but wasn't able to do it. We have a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals with Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks and Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. The Hawks were up 3-1, and this is now a Game 7 in Boston. I'm excited. This is one of the teams I thought would do pretty good. I'm surprised that the Bucks lost also. But going to the fourth quarter, the Celtics are up 15 points on the Hawks, up by 8. Up by 7, and this is probably going to be a 4-point game. Larry Bird with 47, 8, and 7 to complete the 3-1 comeback against Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks. Kevin Garnett is the Western Conference Finals MVP. Larry Bird, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Minnesota Timberwolves with Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Kevin Garnett, and Naz Reid against his future team in the Boston Celtics with Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Larry Bird, Jason Tatum, and Porzingis. They actually benched Jaylen Brown, by the way. I don't know why. I don't know why they'll do that. We are going to simcast each one of these games. Game 1, we are in Minnesota. Right now in the comments below, pick who you have winning this series before Game 1's played. This is right now. This is your moment to pick your team. And it looks like in Game 1, it's going to be a close game, but the Boston Celtics are going to pull out Game 1, 133-124. Larry Bird, 33, 4, and 10. Anthony Edwards tried his best. Kevin Garnett had a pretty good game, but it was not enough. Game 2, I meant to simcast that, but the Boston Celtics go up 2-0. Larry Bird, another phenomenal game. Game 3, we are now going to, I guess now we're going to Boston. We were in Minnesota the first 2 games. That's my bad. But now, Game 3, we're in Boston. They're up 2-0. There's a real chance they run away and end this series tonight, or at least put it away. 5 minutes left. It is a 3-point game. This is one of our closest games so far. They're going back and forth, and if it's close within a minute, I'm jumping into the game. 26 seconds left. It is tied 126-126. I'm jumping in. Minnesota Timberwolves have the ball. 26 seconds. There is a full shot clock. Anthony Edwards has the ball on Drew Holiday. I see Tatum. I see Porzingis. I see Larry Bird. I see Peyton Pritchard. Do I see Kevin Garnett? I don't think I see Kevin Garnett. Is he not on the floor right now? Don't tell me he fouled out. Don't tell me he fouled out. Kevin Garnett fouled out. Oh, in 14 minutes. Oh, not a great game for KG. They are trying to extend this series. I mean, it's 2-0. Like, they have one more game, but if you go down 3-0, it's basically wraps. They're just isoing up. Anthony Edwards with a screen on Drew Holiday. Pulls the 3. Bang! Hits the 3. The Timberwolves are up 3 points with 4.9 seconds to go. Here we are, 4.9 seconds to go. Kristaps Porzingis is passing the ball in. Naz Reid, he passes the ball to Larry Bird in the corner, pulls up for a 3, wide open, hits the 3. We are now tied at 129, and we call another timeout. The Timberwolves once again passing the ball, 2.7 seconds. We have enough time to get a shot together, take the shot. Who's going to get the ball? Probably Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards gets the ball super high, takes a deep 3, and misses it. We're going to overtime. We are here in overtime. Very quickly, the Timberwolves get out to a lead. And down to 1 minute left. It's a 1-point game. We're going to keep going. 31 seconds left. It is a tie game at 140 piece. We're jumping back in, again, a full shot clock. So we will see both teams get at least one shot off. Porzingis is going to throw the ball in to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is on Anthony Edwards. Gets fouled. A foul out by Anthony Edwards with a pushing him backcourt foul. I don't know what the defensive foul, whatever. Anthony Edwards is now fouled out of this game. That is awful. Jaylen Brown gets free throws because of it. The first one's up and good. The Celtics are up by 1 point. Free throw number 2 is up and good. Just like that, the Timberwolves take a timeout, a 2-point game with 30 seconds left. Once again, the Timberwolves are throwing a ball in. Jaden McDaniels going to get the ball into Mike Conley, I would assume. No, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who gives it to Mike Conley without having Anthony Edwards and Kevin Garnett. This is a rough one. Julius Randle backing down. Jason Tatum takes a floater over Tatum, misses it. That is it. We're going to play the foul game, which I'm not sitting for. The Boston Celtics win by 1 point. Larry Bird had a big 40-point game. Anthony Edwards and Kevin Garnett both fouled out. Tough game 3 for the Timberwolves to go down 0-3. Game 4 of the NBA Finals, a potential sweep for Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. The Timberwolves trying to hold on to anything to keep the season alive for even one more game. And down to a minute 48 is a 1-point game. We're going to get close and jump in again. It's a 4-point game. Oh, 3-point game, 2-point game with 26 seconds left. We're going to jump back in once again. Timberwolves have the ball with a 2-point lead. There is a 24-second shot clock. They're going to get it into Mike Conley. They're going to let them play it out. No fouling. I see Larry Bird. Kevin Garnett is on Jason Tatum. Kevin Garnett is finally back in for this game. Anthony Edwards is standing over in the wing as well. They're going to let Mike Conley ISO this up for game. There, the ball goes to Anthony Edwards, down to Rudy Gobert, down to Kevin Garnett, on Jason Tatum. A fadeaway, hits it. It is a 4-point game. Not going to happen. Drew Holiday is going to take a super long 3. Doesn't matter. It's only worth 3 points. He misses it anyway. The Timberwolves stay alive to force a Game 5. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We're back in Minnesota. Minnesota trying to just keep extending this series game by game until they get to a Game 7. Going into the fourth quarter, it is a 5-point lead for the Boston Celtics. They've been dominant all season. They're up by 6 with a little over a minute to go. And just like that, with 9 seconds left, 4-point lead for Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. Let's watch this final celebration. We load into Kevin Garnett here at the free throw line, so potentially could make it a 1-score game if he hits both of these, I assume. First one is up and he misses the first one. You have to hit the second one to make it a 3-point game, Kevin. He puts it up. He makes it. It is a 3-point game with 9 seconds to go. They're probably just going to play the foul game, I would assume. And I don't really want to watch this, but I'll cut it out for you guys. And just like that, Jason Tatum ends up with the ball, and the Boston Celtics win the championship with adding a legend to every single team. Larry Bird, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown were able to get it done. Makes sense. They were the champions last year. You add Larry Bird. Larry Bird gets another ring. I don't even know what that is for him. But, I mean, shout out Larry Bird, man. The Boston Celtics are the champions, and Larry Bird, averaging 29, 9, and 8.5, is your finals MVP. I appreciate you guys watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun to kind of watch and see how things simulate out. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please go down and hit the like button, the subscribe button. Give me more video ideas, man. It's the off season now. We have a couple months until 2K26 drops, so I'm just, kind of doing some fun things around here. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you later. Peace.